Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. I will say this is a lovely hump day, which is Wednesday, that the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall rest therein. Just coming with a little something, something. Let me put my shine on. Many wouldn't know that it's also a moisturizer. My lips get dry when I talk. And before I finish with this video, I'm pretty sure that what I got on ain't gonna be as it was when I put it on. Now, Sister Deborah coming to you. First, I want to announce that I will not be holding a live stream this Wednesday. I'm going to cancel that out until further notice from the Most High Yah. I have to go into prayer regarding doing that, because I want to be about the Father's business and not about personal emotions and opinions or personal way of seeing things, because there's so much been fed into the minds of people to where people are really trying to pour out of what's in them, and a lot of times it's what man or woman has planted in them, and they are hardcore toward maintaining what they have received, which is no problem. It's just to know that you will and you are going to be tried by the fire, and the fire is a form of trying you by what you understand, okay? Trying you by his word, okay? And see if you're going to stand, okay? And I thank the Most High for that, because even I shall be tried by his fire, and each and every last one of us, especially those who claim they're in a certain position with the Most High Yah. They all this and some. So I'm telling you, we will get tried by fire to see if we can uphold truth while we've been teaching people lies, you see. So I would like to come to you because the Spirit of the Most High had to comfort me this morning regarding what I understand. And the more I understand, you know, it's like being tested to see how you respond. And I just thank him for that. First of all, there's two topics I want to cover. Our men need to stop trying to mimic, trying to be unlike another man. Sin. That's what you're being like. When you see what he does, you see what he has, you see what he believes, and you want to take a hold of that and make it who you are, or bring it into what you believe and what you see that can help what you are walking in. Stay away from that. He never told you to pick up David. He never told you to pick up Solomon, Moses, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He never told you to walk therein in the way that their mission was, because he knew that he gave them the mission in which they had. And not only did he give it to them, he gave them the tools to work that mission. Who are you? That you may take another man's position and walk therein, or mimic and desire because of what you see. See, when you see it in the natural, you only see in the flesh. You don't see the spiritual backing or the support spiritual behind what you see in the natural. And if you only want to see it in the natural, when you're going to see it in the natural, you're going to receive it in the natural. You're going to embrace it in the natural, but you're going to be a fool in the spirit. So, only one he wanted you to mimic and walk like was Christ. Let me see you do that. Let me see you do that. Let me see you do that. You won't do that. But you want to walk like every man. You want to live like every man that you see, because your father and your spiritual father and your natural father wasn't in your life to show you anything different. And even if he was, he wouldn't show you anything different, because the land in which he is on is not a land where he has all the ways of which is righteous. You see, he's in a land that's full of wicked. Okay, he's on the land. He was on the land. Your fathers and their fathers and forefathers So don't go seeing the men today and figure, okay, I'm going to mimic this, because it's not righteous in it, you guys. It's all vain and vax. Okay? So when you're running around trying to see what someone's building, someone's having, all their guns, their weapons, and all the things that they have, you're mimicking a fool. Because the only one he wants you to be like is Christ-like. You think Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, came here to walk those 30-some-odd years for you to walk around and proclaim David, Solomon, have all the children Jacob had, have all the wives Jacob had? God forbid it. Go back and see if you can walk Christ-like. See if you can walk like Yeshua HaMashiach. See if you can walk like Jesus Christ. Because those years, his 30-some-odd years was spent wise, knowledge, with lots of wisdom, lot of knowledge, and such a blessed understanding. Let's see you mimic that. No, you ain't gonna do that. That's too much like right. Women, you ain't gonna see these men trying to walk Christ-like. So that's why it's so easy for them to kick the other part off and think they know what they think they know. But they ain't. They walking somewhere totally different than the way that the Most High would desire them to walk upright, because they see it fit to please their flesh and to walk therein. I don't care what a man has; it's gonna be tried by fire. I don't care how high level the man lust is, breathing children so that men can have these babies, just like he said the days of Noah. Oh, it's gonna be like he said it was. It ain't gonna be. It already is. And in them, they think that's righteous. Trying to mimic Jacob. Trying to mimic Isaac. Trying to mimic Abraham, Solomon, and what he had. Y'all ain't called you to mimic now nobody but Jesus Christ, which is Yeshua HaMashiach. Now try mimicking that. You can't. You know why? It's too much righteous rest in it. Wanting to have what some other man has. Marveling off of what he has, what he's doing, what he's getting. And he got his chest all out, got you all thinking he all that and something. But the fire that's going to be tried is coming to his door first. Coming on his whole ground first. And we're going to see what he's going to do. You know, he's going to start boohooing, because there was times where I actually beheld them boohooing when this virus came out. Oh, we in a situation. Oh, no, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. You in a situation now. You see? You have it. You have all that and some. But yet, fear has gripped you. Why? Because all that you have is in your flesh. Yeah, you can walk around and grab all the things of the world and everybody marveling off of you because of what you got. But know that your house is going to be the first ground that he's coming to visit. And I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want it. And I'm saying it to everybody who has a ground, a field, land. I think they out in another continent. I think they out in another country. Y'all seeing you. He hearing your bust of your mouth as if you got something that's going to protect you. Or if you in an area where you all covered and ain't nothing coming your way. The Most High Yah already told me. He told me this. He taught me this. He's coming to yours first. Because he wants you to understand that what he said, his word going to stand. You can run, you can hide, you can go here, and you can go there, and you can run out here and teach people that I told you should do this, you should. No. You ain't told them nothing but that which covers the flesh. These people need spiritual help. They don't need what you got to cover your flesh, to make your flesh and your heart feel good. They need something spiritual rooted that's going to be solid as a rock. That's spirit. They need to know to go to the light. They need to want to walk upright before Yah right now in this time, because that's how critical of a state of time and season we're in. It ain't big because somebody got a lot of guns, got weapons, teaching them how to shoot. What's so big about that? The only powerful gun and weapon that can outbeat any and every is the one that the Most High has, and that's his right hand. In case you didn't know that. See if you can outbeat that with your weapons. So if you think that all your weapons, all your situations that you have settled in your mind, which is your flesh, your fleshly mind, let's put it like that, that all you covered, you protected, oh, it's going to come to the city, it's going to come in the inner city. Oh, and let me tell you something, it's coming for you first. And the Most High going to see to it that. And that's just not words rumbling off a prophet's mouth. It's what I already seen. So when you think that you got all your T's crossed and your I's dotted, he's coming for you. Don't mimic those who out and seem like they got what it takes for this day and time, and they not going to be confronted. They will be right before your eyes. His word is going to stand. He didn't tell you you can go to a certain place and hide and live here and do this and do that and then stand on the mountain and tell everybody what else they should be doing and what danger they are in. And you're in more danger than they are because you're trying to outbe his word. We got to learn to rest therein. We got to learn to trust his word. If he said we're going to be in this fire, okay, Father, if you got it to where we're going to be tried by the fire, help me to endure. If I don't have the endurance spirit, give it to me, Father, because only you knows what it feels like. You knows what it can do. You know its capability. Oh, they ain't doing that. They run in here hooping and hollering, telling you that they got something nobody else don't have. And they running around here breeding babies, just as they did back in Genesis when he decided to end the world. A lot of them won't even teach it, won't preach it, and none of the ignorant women willing to bring it out either. Back in the days of Noah, he cut it short once men began to have daughters. And they were taking them as many as they please. Who gives a rat behind if they were giants? And where they come from, they were males. Taking these young girls as many as they please. Yes, ma'am. They were young. A lot of people, when they said born to men, they weren't even getting them chance to even come on a cycle. Don't you know the Most High knows that? The only way you can be taught that is in the wilderness. When Sister Deborah says she's in the wilderness, it's not a place to boost and uplift. It's a place where I'm taught by the Ruach HaKodesh. I'm tested, revealed, show me things, teach me things, whispered in my spirit, whispered in my ear that hear, whisper in it, show me things to come, reveal things. And this is a place where he has me, okay, where he teaches me. But it's not a place to come back here and boost to you that I'm at, because there's no boosting in it. It's all about being submissive and humble and learn and hear and do. Follow the orders, you see. And why our people here today, somebody just pulled out right when I was doing. Our people today can't even see in front of them, let nose in back of them. And I want to tell you all, anybody out here that's teaching where they feel they got the power to curse you to hell and bring you to heaven, okay? You all need to stay away from those type of people. They got a demonic spirit on them that's unbelievable. And you can't discern it because they swinging scriptures after scriptures and verses after verses. They feeding you a whole bunch of stuff at one time. And you're taking it on, but you don't understand. There's a lot of demonic spirits behind it, because where we're at in this day and season, they have not forsaken a Torah season. They don't understand you're in a time and season. Everything Yah created is time and season. You cannot discern what season you're in when you don't have the true Ruach HaKodesh. A lot of people can mix up the Ruach HaKodesh with their ability to have wisdom and knowledge and understanding under the teaching of man. So they just assume I got it. But see, if you got it, you ain't got no business out here telling people they going to hell. And as if you got the heavens to put them in, those that's going to heaven. And the things and the name calling to the point where, wait a minute. How can someone have so much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in which they were taught under another man, but yet cannot do nothing with their mouths, cannot discern what they're teaching, cannot discern that we are in a time and season unlike back in Torah, He didn't ask in Deuteronomy, he did not say nothing about when you go into this land. When he told Abraham what's going to befall his seed, he didn't tell him nothing about how we going to be where we at. So it's no need in us thinking we can bring the old and make it the new. I mean, not the new in 2020 and make Yah change his word. His word gonna stand. Many of y'all need to go back to just that verse that brought you into your awakening. I mean, that chapter which brought you into your awakening, which is Deuteronomy 28. Go back to that. Read it all the way. Then take the last, let's take the last, 20 verses. It might be more than that. And back it up from the back and see the outcome. So where are these people getting all this stuff that they're teaching? See, they trying to bring you into changing what y'all already prophesied. You didn't live the curse, you guys, because it was set up in a season. So nothing you could have brought back from Torah could have helped you come out the curse in which he has placed upon you. See, they don't get it. Just like they don't get it, the fact that the curse was placed on you because of you. Not because the white man. Everything going on with you is because the Most High has suffered it to be upon us because the way we are. We is the ugliest people on the face of the earth. And we has always been. That's why he chose us. Because he loved the worst of the worst. He loved putting his hand and his power in the worst of the worst and redo it. And get it right. And we are those people. Now, we still have not realized that, wait a minute, I can't take the Old Testament Torah and swing it to the 2002 to the power of making people look, act, dress, talk, walk. Get out of those clown clothes. That's what the Most High allowed me to say. Get out of those clown clothes, because when you finish, he still is coming after your spirit man. That stanky flesh that you wrap your head up with, and you wrap yourself up with, that stanky flesh in 3 days, what it smell like, you need to go to a place. They got a place where they put dead body scientists, let them decay out on the ground so they can learn from it. If you saw what it looked like, you'll say, oh no, I know that flesh ain't worth nothing. So while we're trying to hide our flesh and hide ourselves like we got something invested in this flesh, it ain't nothing on your outer man can outweigh what's in your inner man. Because what's in your inner man was all his power, his love, his authority. He said he put it in them. He put it in them. See, nobody don't want to talk about what's in you. Everybody want to talk about what you're supposed to look like on the outer man. That's ignorance of the flesh. Because they can tame your outer, but they can't tame your inner. They can't tame that inner man. So they go after your flesh. They can manipulate your fleshly mind, your fleshly heart. They can manipulate that. But your spiritual, oh no, they can't touch that. That's why they go after. That's why all these people on these platforms and they feeding people and trying to get an order out of people, a control situation out of people where they telling them what to do and how to do it and do this and the Torah said this and Torah. When they finish, y'all, they singing songs to your ears. You better get in the spiritual realm. You better get closer to the light. And the light is Christ. I'm telling you, it's a light that he put in every human being, along with life, which is his breath. He put that in you. That is what should be trying to touch base with his light. So that you can tell somebody something. You can show somebody something. So many of these people, let me tell y'all something. So many can swing that book and ignorant to the fact that everything in it is not spirit, nor is it truth. That's why he didn't tell you to study to manipulate everybody. And that's what they're doing. And you all are fall for it left and right. He didn't say study to manipulate people. He said study to show only one thing, and that's yourself. That's it. He didn't say study to teach everybody. He said study to show, because he knew that he was sending the Holy Spirit to do that job. The Holy Spirit want to abide in you, and he wants you to abide in him. Yeshua, Jesus said the same thing all the way through. The same thing all the way through. My Father. This that I have is my Father. He turned it right back over to the power of the Father. Do you think these people here you think they turning their messages over to the Father? No, they ain't. They turning it over to you so you can turn it to them. Their messages is not directing you to the Father. Their messages is directing you to them so you can think that they have the power and authority. Let me tell y'all something. This is what I learned. When that lady came to my store looking for me because she had heard that there was a prophet on the corner with a store. This was when I was in Atlanta. And she began to quote all those verses. When she left, I asked the Father. She began to quote all those titles. She said, I'm a pastor. She said, I'm a pastor, prophet, evangelist, and teacher. And when she said that, I'm like, okay, I'm Sister Deborah. This lady didn't crack a smile at all. So later that night, I asked the Most High One, who was that and what was that about? And all those titles, I'm going to tell you all out there like he told me, how many years ago? 6, 7, about 18 years ago. He said, Deborah, anybody coming to you with all those positions, they better have some power. So I charge every last one of you on this devil platform. If you running around here and figure you can beat people across the head with your cross T's and your I dotted, and you know this and they don't know nothing. Even if somebody got something wrong, it ain't for you to take it and just curse them to hell. It's for you to put it out there and correct it in love. But no, they want to correct it as if I got the power. Yeah, they don't know this. They dumb. They stupid. You don't do stuff like that. That is wicked. That shows the spirit that rests therein. It's a lot of people that don't know what you know. And if you know something, you better watch yourself because the devil knows the scriptures and surely know the word. But with me, I'm so steadfast in what he told me this morning. He said, Deborah, anybody come to you with any word, as if they got some authority to swing it to you, inside, outside, beginning to the end, you ask him, where is your power? And I ask you today, those that are out there, the elects, pull up and pull out. Don't let them steal you with their word that they learned. He said, ever learning. That's for those who got them precepts together, them lines and that little here, and can quote all scriptures, Hebrew and Greek. They can put all these pieces and be on this devil platform for hours, mending what they been invested. Someone invested into them and have fed them to where it's so rooted. When y'all come, they ain't gonna have no space for it. Because they so rooted and invested in what somebody done taught them and what they done learned, they think they are the God. That's what make a person think they are God. It's because you can't tell them nothing. The moment you question them, the moment you say something, or they want to make a debate, they want to make a rebuke, I think that's what they call it. They want to start some crap because they can't stand to be challenged. Because their word in their flesh is solid as a rock, and they don't want nobody to move that rock. But I'm here to tell the elects, back away from people like that. Especially people telling people they going to hell and calling names because someone might have not had the fullness as you might have felt you had. But it don't give you no authority to figure that God called you to bring a judgment and your spirit stank. You see? Your spirit is full of stank and trying to tell somebody something. Don't get in here. Don't y'all get caught up into 2021 hearing people trying to lock you into Torah. Torah ain't going to help you, but Christ will. Sister Deborah trying to teach you how to go to the light where the power rests therein. I want to teach you all how to reach for the Most High Yah. Grip his garment and don't let it go until he bless you, because that's what we need in this day and time. We don't need nobody trying to tell us how to learn the way they learn, teach the way they teach, understand the way they understand, have the wisdom the way they have wisdom, and have the knowledge the way they have knowledge. That's old time, y'all. Take that somewhere and hook it somewhere else. Because when you finish with all your wisdom and you finish with all your knowledge, you finish with all your understanding, your T's are crossed, your I's are dotted. Sister Deborah come to ask you, where is your power? Where is your power? Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, had 30 some odd years. And throughout that whole time, not only did he come with power, and the Most High wanted everyone to know that he didn't just come with word. I gave him my word in him. But he came with something that's going to take that word and root it to why we are receiving it today. He's going to root that into the earth. Who? His word. But I gave him something. He couldn't root that word into the earth unless he had power. And that's why he gave him power in the heavens and on the earth. That's why he said, bam, you sit right here until I let this right hand make the earth your footstool. Because that right hand of Yah is his power. So he had Yeshua to sit here till I make that earth your footstool. How he do it? With his power. So all these people with all this power of their fleshly understanding of the word and their fleshly knowledge and their fleshly wisdom, it's vain and vax without that power. And see, the power is not going to swing it ugly. It's going to swing it sweet. It's going to swing it with wisdom. It's going to swing it with knowledge. It's going to swing it with the blessed understanding. And you know what else it's going to swing? It's going to swing it with the power to change, to give people peace of mind, joy, and try to give them some happiness in these days to come. Because these days are going to be messed up from the floor. But because of peace and joy and happiness, he's going to allow the power to give them something to hold on to. And you know what else that power come to do? It comes to give you the endurance spirit. It comes to give you the faith spirit. It comes to give you the brand for his name's sake spirit. You know, it comes to give you the spirits of the Most High, which is the true fruit of the spirit. Don't let nobody tell you dressing a certain way gonna get you into the kingdom. Don't let nobody tell you that them days are over. Them days are over. Stop playing that game. Because this flesh, come to understand, it stank. It's ugly. It looks horrible after 3 days. It's going straight to the ground. But it's something else about me that's gonna stand. It's my spirit, which he called a light. He want my light to abide in his light. Because he's the one that's coming to fulfill. That's the gospel. That's the gospel he said should be preached in the last days. That's the gospel. Not this Mickey Mouse mess they trying to teach you. Men, get out of this talking about your wives. That's all a lie. He didn't tell you to mimic them that did the things against him. When that sin hit, that it hit. But one thing I want to let y'all know, it hit before Adam. It hit the earth before Eve. Didn't know that, did you? Didn't know that, did you? No, you don't know it because you're so busy being under man's understanding and the Ruach hasn't revealed those things to you. So I say unto you all, stop being led and don't mimic these people on these devil platforms. Mimic Jesus Christ, which is Yeshua HaMashiach. No matter how your mouth rumble it, your mouth is flesh. Let me say that again. Your mouth is flesh. He said your flesh cannot worship him. You get it? Your flesh cannot worship him. So what's got to worship him? Your spirit. So you can mumble any name you want out of your flesh, which your flesh is evil. Your flesh is the one that sins. You're supposed to let your spirit get your flesh under subjection so that your flesh can abide and be obedient to your own spirit. But you all still letting your flesh rule. So it's not what your ugly flesh say his name is. It's what your spirit man knows that he is. Hallelujah. Sister Deborah got to go right now, but I will say this is a lovely day, and I want to say to you all, do some studying in even what Sister Deborah just said. And let me tell you, don't get choked. Don't get hung by a tree, on a tree, with these people on here that's feeding y'all stuff that ain't going to help you. Right now, I done told you about the travail of a woman, the birth pain. We're in the last stage. When that child is born, let me tell y'all something. And I don't know what child it is, but he said a child going to be birthed. It's going to be hell. It's going to be hell. And all I can say is, Father, I gave him what you gave me to give him. I gave him what you gave me. You can't do no more than that. But he knows all things. And that's what I love about him. He knows all things. all things. And I trust him. Stop trusting all these people and their messages. They've been feeding you for many years. Where are you at today? If you think you're awakening, you keep on awakening in your flesh. So now when you're tried by that fire, let's see if your flesh gonna stand. So I say to you all, shalom and shalom.